Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to another SmoothBrain EDH gameplay video, where we make the smoothest plays with the biggest brains. And before we get into the actual game, I would just like to let everyone know that those of you who entered our two giveaways, the winners will be announced at the end of the video, so stick around. We've got an interesting game here for you today, featuring a four-way fight between Corey, Logan, Justin, and Ethan. Now that we've seen who's playing, let's take a deeper look into their decks. At the base of every Feather the Redeemed deck are instants and sorceries that target Feather to draw cards or gain other value. But Corey is also playing the Kiki-Jiki Felidar Guardian combo. Up next is Logan and his Torbran deck. There are a whole bunch of different ways to deal damage in this deck, and with Torbran out, all that damage gets an additional 2, which is why Logan likes to call him the Thane of Pain. Next is Justin, who decided to show up with his Yuriko the Tiger Shadow deck. This deck's game plan is to whittle down his opponents with combat damage and Yuriko's ability. He's playing a few other ninjas and a lot of blue and black interaction. And last but not least is Ethan playing his Omnath Locus of the Royal deck. This here's what you call a Teamer Elemental deck. It strives off synergies and plans to win through combat damage. It's a pretty resilient deck that can even win with Field of the Dead. Alright, now that we know who's playing and what their game plan is, let's jump to the hands. Up first is Corey, who keeps Flooded Strand, Windswept Teeth, Scalding Tarn, Abrade, Balduvian Rage, Felidar Guardian, and Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. He's got his combo in hand, all he needs to do is generate the mana to cast it. Up next is Logan, who keeps 3 Mountains, a Fire Diamond, the Flame of Keld, Chaos Warp, and a Ravaging Blaze. This hand's got a really good curve on it. With a turn 2 Fire Diamond, he can cast turn 3 Torbran. Next is Justin, who keeps 2 Swamps, an Island, Barrenmoor, Opt, Dispel, and Ninja of the Deep Hour. This hand's a pretty good keep, being able to dig a little bit with Opt and a Ninja to ninjutsu in if he finds another creature. And finally is Ethan, who keeps Wooded Foothills, Windswept Teeth, Snow-Covered Mountain, Snow-Covered Forest, Leafkin Druid, Ingot Chewer, and Soul of the Harvest. This hand's also really good, plenty of lands to cast your spells, turn 2 ramp, and an Ingot Chewer to interact with artifacts. Alright, now that we've seen these hands, let's jump right into the game. Before that, just another reminder, if you entered our giveaways, you could have won, and the announcement will be at the end of the video. Justin wins the die roll, and he plays an island and passes. Corey takes a similar turn and plays his Scalding Tarn and passes to Logan. And would you believe me if Logan just played a mountain and passed to Ethan? And Ethan just plays a Windswept Heath and passes. And on his instep, Justin opts. In response, Ethan and Corey decide to fetch, and they let it resolve while they're searching. Corey finds a tapped Sacred Foundry, and Ethan finds his Triome. Justin plays a Swamp as land for turn, then taps for 1 and casts Soothsaying. He passes to Corey after that. Corey decides to play his Windswept Heath and just pass to Logan. Logan plays a Mountain and then casts a tapped Fire Diamond before passing to Ethan. And it's actually at this point everyone leaves the table because someone is stuck in the snow outside and needs help pushing. After that's resolved and everyone returns, Ethan plays a Mountain, taps for 2, and casts a Leafkin Druid. He passes after that, and Corey cracks his Windswept Heath on his end step, saying Justin can go ahead and play his turn, but before his turn comes up, Justin cycles a Barrenmoor. And now on his turn, he plays an Island, thinks for a little bit, and then just decides to pass to Corey. Corey just plays the Plains, taps out, and casts Feather. After being passed to, Logan starts his turn off with a Mountain, then taps for 2, and casts Thought Vessel. After that, he taps for 3 and casts Goblin Slide. He claims this is the best card in his deck. After that, he just passes to Ethan. On his turn, Ethan plays a Snow-Covered Forest, then taps out, casting Omnath. He directs the ETB trigger at Logan. He passes after that, and on his end step, Justin taps for 2 and casts Lily on his Triumph, making everybody sacrifice a creature. He then also cycles a Lonely Sandbar. And now on his turn, he plays a Swamp, taps out, and casts Reconnaissance Mission. He then passes to Corey. On his turn, Corey plays and cracks a Flooded Strand, finding a Plains to the battlefield, and passes to Logan. On his turn, Logan casts a Sulfuric Vortex, paying 1 to Goblin Slide, and makes a 1/1 Goblin with haste. He then moves to combat, swinging 1 at Justin. After that, he passes to Ethan. Ethan taps for 2 on his turn and casts Thunderkin Awakener. After that, he plays Wooded Foothills, Omnath triggers, and he puts it on the Thunderkin Awakener. He then fetches, finding Rimewood Falls and putting another counter on the Elemental. He then moves to combat, swinging 3 at Justin, 3 at Logan, and 0 at Corey. After that, he just passes to Justin. He starts his turn off with a 4th Bridge Crawler and kills Logan's Goblin with the ETB trigger. Justin then passes, but on his end step, Corey casts Deicide, targeting Sulfuric Vortex. exiling it. On his turn, Corey casts an Enlighten Tutor, finding a Sword of Feast and Famine to the top of his library. He then passes to Logan while he's searching. And on his turn, Logan casts Torbran before passing to Ethan. Ethan plays a Forest as his land for turn, putting another counter on his Elemental, and then moves to combat, swinging 4 at Logan and 3 at Corey. But Corey ain't having it, so he braids Omnath. Ethan then taps for 3 and casts Herald's Horn, naming Elementals. He then passes to Justin. On his end step, Justin casts Impulse, looking at the top 4, putting 1 to his hand and the rest on the bottom. On his turn, he moves to combat, swinging 1 at Ethan. And of course, he Commander Ninjutsus in Yuriko. Justin reveals Spy Network off of Yuriko's trigger, everyone loses 1 life, and then he draws a card. After that, he recasts the Prowler, putting the -1 on Ethan's Elemental, and then casts Universal Automaton before passing to Corey. Corey spends his turn playing the sword he just drew and passes to Logan. Logan starts his turn off with the Soul Ring, and he pays 1 to make a Goblin. He then taps for 4 and casts Chandra Torch of Defiance. And he also pays 1 to Goblin Slide. Logan exiles a Mind Stone off the top of his library, and everyone takes 4 damage thanks to Torbran. After that, he just passes to Ethan. Ethan reveals Maelstrom Wonder at the start of his turn, putting it to his hand. He then taps for 5 and casts Soul of the Harvest. After this, he moves to combat, swinging 4 at Justin, and once again brings back the Leafkin Druid, swinging 0 at Corey. And after that, he passes to Justin. He immediately moves to combat, swinging 3 at Corey. Before damage, he ninjutsus in Ninja of the Deep Hours. Justin stacks Yuriko's triggers to resolve first, and then casts Telling Time. He looks at the top 3 cards of his library, puts 1 to his hand, leaves 1 at the top, and puts 1 at the bottom of his library. After that, Yuriko's triggers resolve, and Justin reveals a Temporal Trespass. And everyone else loses a casual 11 life. The second one resolves and he reveals Ghostly Pilferer. Everyone loses an additional 2. And the last one reveals a Command Tower. No more life lost, thankfully. He then draws 4 cards off of Reconnaissance Mission and Ninja of the Deep Hours. Justin then plays a Swamp and recasts his Bridge Prowler, killing another one of Logan's Goblins. After that, he passes turn and has to discard 5 cards. Corey just plays a Felidar Guardian on his turn, declining the trigger and passing to Logan. Logan plays a Mountain and then upticks Chandra, revealing a Burnished Heart. He decides to not cast it and everyone takes 4 damage. Logan then Banefires Justin, X's 6, but Torbran makes it 8. He then pays for Goblin Slide, making another Goblin. Logan then moves to combat, swinging all he has at Justin. It's a total of 10 damage because of Torbran. Justin chumps with his Bridgie Boy and takes 6 damage from the Goblins. After that, Logan passes to Ethan. Ethan starts off by invoking an Ingot Chewer, blowing up Sword of Feast and Famine. He draws a card off of Soul of the Harvest too. He casts an Exploration, and plays 2 towers from his hand as land for turn, Reliquary and Commander. He then moves to combat, swinging 6 at Chandra and 4 at Justin. Ethan then brings back Ingot Chewer, swinging it at Justin. Its ETB trigger blows up Logan's Soul Ring. Ethan then casts Omnath on his post-combat main phase, pointing the damage at Justin to kill him. Ethan then passes to Corey. Corey uses his turn to cast both sides of Wear Tear to destroy Ethan's Exploration and Herald's Horn. He then passes to Logan. Logan plays a Mountain as his land for turn. He then casts Ravaging Blaze, X is equal to 1, targeting Ethan's Omnath. Because of Torbran, it's enough to kill it. He also pays 1 to Goblin Slide. And with Torbran out, Logan has enough to kill Ethan. So that's what he does. Logan then passes to Corey. On his turn, Corey casts Expedite to draw a card. He then plays a Mountain and passes to Logan. To start his turn off, Logan casts Lightning Strike, targeting Corey's face, and pays for Goblin Slide. Logan then Chaos Warps the Guardian and pays for Goblin Slide. Corey flips a God's Willing, and with more than enough damage on the board, Logan swings out, killing Corey. Hey, we made it to the end of the video. Congratulations to Logan for his victory. He wasn't lying. Goblin Slide really put in work. It did a lot of damage over time thanks to Torbran too. It was a pretty exciting game, and I got 2 questions for you. Firstly, who were you rooting for from the beginning? And secondly is a more general question about our channel and content. Do you prefer casual or competitive videos? Or do you prefer a mix of the 2? Leave your answer in the comments. We'd love to hear back from you guys. Alright, let's get to the part everybody's at the end for, the giveaway winners. Well, first and foremost is the comment giveaway, and I'm going to give the stage to Cody to announce the winner.
What's up, fellow Smooth Brains? It's me, Cody Oliver, Oathbreaker. I appear before you today as a humble gesture to announce the winner of our 1K comment giveaway. Congratulations to Chevy Supreme. winner. Please leave a comment or feel free to reach out to us on Twitter to claim your reward. As a personal thanks, I'll be piloting your commander of choice on our next episode. Thank you so much for 1K for everybody who subscribed, liked, and commented on any of our videos and supported us. Have a smooth day.
I couldn't have said it any better. Congratulations, Chevy Supreme. And for those of you who entered the King Sumo giveaway, be sure to check your email. We'll be sending an email out to the winner very soon. And if you did win, please respond to us by the 8th of this month to redeem your gift card. If not, we'll be forced to choose a new winner. Thank you guys again for watching us, and once again, have a smooth day.